Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers.
The Rap Cap Podcast.
Dame Impact in Harlem was nothing. Not to say it like that. Dame came up under hustlers that Impact was it. He was a little dude when it came to hustling in Harlem. He wasn't not no Rich Porter, none of that type of. He wanted to hustle. He wanted to hustle for niggas like Rich Porter and shit like that. Dame from the East Side. We were when the niggas on the East Side different from the niggas from the West Side. Now for the East Side, Dame was a big deal to us because we were little. He was coming from the West Side, little car, jewelry, and all that. So when you're young, he's looking like Rich Porter, but in reality, no, he was like this nigga, go to the store, nigga, take a couple grams, get out of here.
The Rap Cap.
Can you imagine two legends of Harlem? Two icons of a rap empire? Staring across the room and feeling nothing but pure, unfiltered rage. Yeah, that's where we are. Camron and Jim Jones, the backbone of Dipset, the very dudes who built a movement from the streets to the charts, are now in a full, no-holds-barred beef that makes your neighborhood squabbles look like kindergarten finger painting. And the best part, this isn't a who stole the mic argument. This is years of grudges, ego, and I carried this whole group energy exploding in real time for the world to see. People are replaying old clips, screenshotting interviews, and asking themselves, wait, did I miss the moment Harlem officially imploded? So, what went wrong? Was it money, fame, or just two egos too big to fit in one studio? Or maybe it's deeper long-buried resentment. A tangled
side of it and going to the music business of it. What was his impact with Dipset at that
He didn't have no impact with Dipset. Dipset, we made our impact on our own.
When y'all came over to Rockefeller, did y'all bring a certain energy that kind of ruffled the feathers of like state property and people like that?
When we came over to Rockefeller, it was all everybody in the studios doing music, state property, Fleek and them, diplomats. Everybody was doing music there. That shit ain't started until they went through all that damn.
But you else say Cam took over the rock, huh?
I mean, in that sense,
The Rap Cap Podcast.
Mace was talented. He was a dancer. Usually, I mean, and Mace didn't excel at the rapping really to after high school they started getting on and shit like that, and then he excelled and started getting on first and signed first, and then I helped Cam and everybody get on and shit like that. But as far as making a name for themselves in the street, they had no name in the street like that. You know what I mean?
Big L.
Right. Big L had a name for himself. He was rapping early. He was signed early. He had some dangerous ass brothers. They was uptown, really shaking and moving and shit like that. You dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown. Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set.
Tangled web of loyalty and betrayal, finally breaking the surface like a shark in a kiddie pool. Today, we're diving headfirst into this chaos. We're peeling back the layers of fame, fortune, and fallout to see exactly why Camron and Jim Jones can't even share the same zip code without the streets bracing for impact. Grab your popcorn, because by the end of this, you're going to see Dipset not just fall apart, but implode spectacularly. This is the story the rap world didn't want you to hear. The truth behind the glitz, the diamonds, and the early 2000s swagger. The fight is real, the stakes are sky high, and the receipts. Oh, the receipts are coming. Are you ready to witness the collapse of a Harlem dynasty? Let's get into it. Camron and Jim Jones, two icons who once carried the weight of Harlem on their shoulders and built Dipset from the ground up, are now locked in a feud so intense that even the streets are holding their breath, watching two former brothers turn into public enemies with every word, gesture, and subtle jab that drops online or in interviews. What started as years of unspoken tension, subtle digs, and personal grievances has erupted into full-blown chaos. And the world is seeing it.
Yeah, Explorer. Are you not entertained? Since everybody want to put my business in the street, might as well talk to you about my business. Right now, I am in the second phase of construction. It would not open to public. This is a raw space. I have not found out yet what I want to do exactly in this space, but in my mind, I was thinking of building like a little mart, but we'll see how that goes. Hold up, bro. Tell you what we're doing. I'm building a multi-purpose content creation facility for media, fashion, music, and broadcast. We have a boutique here, a boutique. The barbershop. That he's done. Come on with it. I love free promo. As you can see, over space. This is actually a studio. Someone's done.
Seeing it all unfold like a slow-motion car crash. Sources close to both camps suggest that the dispute isn't just about ego or reputation. It's about money, legacy, and the question of who really carried the movement when the lights were brightest and the stakes were highest. Camron, who has always been known for his calculated calm and sharp wit, reportedly began making statements that many interpreted as thinly veiled attacks on Jim's credibility, calling into question the role he played in Dipset's rise and painting him as someone who exaggerated his contribution to the culture. Jim, never one to back down, fired back with raw emotion, letting the world know that he felt betrayed, underappreciated, and ready to prove his point at any cost. The tension has reached a boiling point with rumors of extravagant spending, secret deals gone wrong, and public accusations that make the streets feel like they are witnessing a modern-day Harlem saga unfolding in real time. Fans and insiders alike have been dissecting every clip, old interview, and photo from Dipset's heyday, debating endlessly about who was the real backbone of the group and who deserves the crown of Harlem's rap royalty. The arguments aren't just verbal, they carry the weight of history, street credibility, and millions of dollars in music revenue that only add to the intensity of the feud. Every time Cam posts something online, Jim's supporters take it as a challenge, and every time Jim responds, Cam's fans see it as evidence of weakness, creating a cycle of escalation that seems impossible to stop. Even studio insiders from Rockefeller during Dipset's prime confirm that while the energy was always high and electric, it was also fragile, and once egos clash, nostalgia becomes ammunition, turning every old memory, every past success, and every mention of money earned or sacrificed into a weapon. The streets aren't just observing, they are predicting, debating, and feeling the ripple effects of a feud that has transformed from personal grievances into a public spectacle, where pride, respect, and legacy collide with social media pressure, turning every word into a headline and every reaction into viral content. As the tension grows, it's clear that this isn't about petty disagreements or playful rivalry anymore. It's a battle over who truly shaped Dipset, who kept the brand alive, and who will be remembered as the king of Harlem's rap scene. And with both sides waiting for the perfect moment to strike, the city watches, fans weigh in, and the culture braces itself for what could be the most explosive conflict in hip-hop history. As the feud escalated, it wasn't just social media posts or interviews that fanned the flames. Insiders reveal that private meetings, studio sessions, and even casual public appearances became battlegrounds where subtle gestures, tone of voice, and who stood where sent messages louder than words. And the tension was palpable enough that even longtime collaborators started taking sides or quietly stepping back to avoid getting caught in the crossfire. And with every new clip or comment uploaded online, the narrative only intensified, fueling speculation that there could be serious consequences beyond pride and reputation, with some sources joking that if Harlem had a scoreboard for egos, it would be flashing red 24/7. And while fans debated endlessly about who built Dipset and who kept it alive, rumors swirled about secret business moves, alleged financial mismanagement, and power plays that made casual observers wonder if this was purely a personal clash or if there were larger stakes at play. With both men's legacies hanging in the balance and every perceived slight remembered and dissected with surgical precision, leaving no room for forgiveness or forgetfulness. And those who once celebrated Dipset's unity began to feel the sting of watching the group's history unravel in real time. As clips from the early 2000s were replayed, screenshots circulated, and debates erupted over who deserved recognition for the group's success, while the streets, ever loyal to the authenticity of Harlem hip-hop, started weighing in on credibility, loyalty, and who had actually carried the movement when the money was flowing and the cameras were rolling. And the atmosphere became charged with a mix of nostalgia, anger, and curiosity as insiders reported that even casual references to past hits, old jewelry, or studio stories could spark arguments and reignite old wounds. And it was clear that this wasn't just a rivalry about fame or music anymore. It was a struggle for dominance, respect, and historical validation, with every action scrutinized, every word analyzed, and every reaction magnified by social media and public attention, turning what might have been a contained dispute into a spectacle that drew in fans, journalists, and casual observers alike, all trying to decode the subtle tensions and predict the next move. And according to anonymous sources, some associates feared that the situation could spiral further if neither side backed down, because pride, money, and legacy are a combustible mix, and once those ingredients are combined in a public feud, there is no easy resolution, with both Camron and Jim Jones reportedly feeling justified in their stance, convinced that they are the ones who truly preserved Dipset's brand, while also resenting the other for perceived slights. And this mutual perception of betrayal and underappreciation ensured that conversations, whether in interviews, the studio, or casual encounters, were charged with suspicion and barely contained hostility, and the culture, watching every word and clip, began to understand that this feud was more than music, more than nostalgia, and more than fame. It was a public reckoning of decades of loyalty, ego, and unresolved conflict, and the tension is so thick that the streets, fans, and even former collaborators are left wondering how far it will go, who will blink first, and whether the legacy of Harlem's most iconic rap movement can survive being torn apart from the inside. So, what does all of this mean for Harlem, for hip-hop, and for the legacy of Dipset? Are we witnessing the ultimate fall of a dynasty, or is this just another chapter in a story that will somehow get rewritten again? The truth is, nobody really knows, and that's what makes it so irresistible. You've seen the clips, heard the stories, and felt the tension building like a powder keg ready to explode. But here's the real question. Who do you believe? Is Camron the mastermind who carried the weight and deserves all the credit? Or is Jim Jones the street-savvy survivor who kept the movement alive when the lights went out? Maybe both, maybe neither. But what's undeniable is that the feud has shaken the culture, divided the streets, and left fans scrambling to pick sides. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Comment below with your take, your receipts, and your predictions, because the conversation doesn't stop here. Like this video if you want more deep dives into the truths the mainstream media won't touch. Subscribe and hit that bell because we're just getting started. And the next revelation could change everything you thought you knew about hip-hop history. The question is, are you ready to see the rest of the story unfold? Ready to see the rest of the story unfold?